All right, everybody knows what day it is. It is the day. Hold on, I have one light that's not on. It is the day after hashtag Friday Pie Day. Dude, Coinbase got hacked. Lots of people's information. The hackers, we'll get into that in just a second. Trump, there's like a new official Trump crypto coin and all this stuff, man. New crypto coins that could 100x in May. Trump's official Trump crypto sparks ERC 20 DEX frenzy. Why? Because everybody wants to launch a meme coin and make stupid money for no reason because they think it's easy. So, if anybody remembers what happened in the 2020 to 2021 bull run, that is what happened. So in 2021, we had what was the we will call it the DeFi craze. Okay, this time it's meme coin craze. And again, Florida internet sucks balls. I don't know what to do about it. If if the stream quality kind of falls off every now and again, I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. I have zero control over the internet. So hopefully the stream is good to go. But in any case, this is looking a lot like, I know a lot of people like think that it's just like meme coin season and stuff like that. I totally get that. It is meme coin season right now. But the one thing I want to make sure that people understand, first and foremost, this looks a lot like 2021, right? So what happened in 2020 and 2021? Massive, massive bull run, right? But at the end of it, were a bunch of these like scam coins, scam projects, like DeFi projects, like Strong Block, Thor, Titano, all the Tomb forks and stuff like that. And then everybody ended up getting wrecked at the end of it. But leading up to it, there's a lot of money to be made. And I think that's what we're going to see in this bull run. It's the shift has changed from DeFi over to meme coins and non-utility tokens, as well as probably going to see a lot in gaming. Okay, because that narrative has been developing for like 2 bull runs, like 8 years, going on 10 years at this point. Gaming has really been developing. And then obviously you got your trigger words, your I hate to say it like this, but it's like the BSers, man. They're all going to come out with their AI coin, right? It's an AI coin. Our coin's AI, blah, blah, blah. Well, what does that mean? It means jack. So in any case, Bitcoin is forming a bearish pattern here at the top. Is it going to play out? We're not 100% sure. We don't know yet. But, you know, in any case, if it does, you know, it's going to be, it's a pretty nasty little downturn if it does play out, is my point. So I've already given this out inside of the NORDIC Alpha trading community in the VIP room. If you want to get in there, feel free to get in there. It's the first link in the description. We're not going to talk too much about it. But I will show you a little bit of TA to back that up, right? And it's a pattern that not a lot of people realize that this is a pattern, right? And I'll explain to you what that pattern is. But we need to see a leg down and then a leg up, right? We've come out of this kind of like not bear cycle, but almost like micro downturn. Okay, micro downtrend. And now we're starting to get out of it. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Obviously, if you go to the crypto bubbles, maybe don't go to the crypto bubbles, because today they look horrible. Literally everything has fallen by like 9%, right? Except for Bitcoin. So like FTM's down from 55 cents to 49 cents, right? Let's see what else is there. Where's the big movers? Pi is down from 79 cents to 66 cents. In Wolfer news, Avalanche is down from 23.69 to 22.16, right? Where's ETH? So ETH did. Just don't look at crypto bubbles. This is what markets do, man. They ebb and flow. They have to they go up, they go down. ETH is only down from 26 hundo to about 24.50. Okay, so ETH has stayed relatively stable for the most part. Like I said, relatively speaking. So in any case, let's just get into it. I'm gonna show you what's going on. My handy dandy transition. Why is that happening when Bitcoin's barely going down? You know, like that's frustrating. I get it. I'm as frustrated as you are. I think everybody's frustrated at that. But dude, that's what happens whenever Bitcoin tops out. It's what happens when Bitcoin tops out. People start selling all their other coins in anticipation that the market's going to go down, right? So this is what I was talking about with the, and we'll talk about the news-based stuff here in just a second. So what I was talking about, this is called a double top or diamond top, not double top. I apologize. So what does a diamond top do? Well, you get a parabolic move in either a macro or micro uptrend. In our situation, this is a micro uptrend, okay? And I'm saying this is your uptrend. Basically, after you got past that point of control, okay? So once you get up there, you start setting higher highs and lower lows, right? Higher high, super big low, right? And those are your kind of inflection points, the top and bottom. Higher high, higher low, or lower high, lower low, and then it reverses. Lower high, higher low, lower high, and then eventually this is supposed to break down, okay? That's what a diamond top looks like, okay? And this one isn't perfect because what you would have rather seen is this. Bam, bam, right? We saw that. Bam, and then bam, right? And then up here, and then up here, and then up here, and then up here. And then you come back up, boom, boom. And then you see, bam, the break. So what were the two things that we haven't gotten so far? Well, this, the retest, and then the break, right? So that. But what we would have also liked to have seen is one more test of this bottom trend channel, right? Like that's what we would have liked to see. That would have been a perfect diamond top, okay? And then this would have been, in my opinion, probably more like a 70% probability setup to head down and come back down and take out those, you know, the point of control down here, which is where you started this kind of parabolic move. That was the inflection point of what you had to break through in order to, you know, start pumping up to the value area high, right? You got to break the point of control. We tried here. We got sucked back down. We tried again. We got sucked back down under it. Then we finally blasted. We've never back tested it, okay? They're going to want to come back here because what is all this, right? And I'll get all that other stuff over the screen. What's all of that right there? Untapped liquidity. What's all that right there? Untapped liquidity. What's all this right here? Untapped liquidity. What's all this right here? Untapped liquidity, right? So there's a lot of liquidity down here, and there's not a whole mess of liquidity up top, right? So all of this right here, that's all liquidity, right? The only liquidity that we have up here is from here up to here. So you have this. That's how much liquidity you have left up here. So if you're a market maker and you're trying to make markets and make money, what liquidity are you going to try to do? Tap this or a portion of this, right? You answer that question for yourself. I'm not going to answer it for you, but I think the answer is glaringly obvious. Now, Coinbase got hacked. Okay. Coinbase got hacked, paid overseas Coinbase employees for account data, and the company is offering a $20 million reward for the information, right? So they said it only breached the data of a small subset. That's millions of people, dude. That's not small. It's a small subset of your customers, but it's a lot of people. That information is worth like $400 million, they said. All right, Coinbase, that sucks. Like that's straight up not awesome, right? Straight up not having a good time. But in any case, actually, let's just do it.
Like, I'm feeling a little irked, or at least like irked adjacent, and then these guys bring in their bad vibes. Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
Not having a good time, bro. Not having a good time, man. You know? Super appreciate to the hacks, you know? 400 mils. Super appreciate. Coinbase said that the price tag for, basically, they said, look, this would cost Coinbase between 180 to 400 million dollars. That sucks, but to an exchange that makes that in a few days off of trading fees, it's not that big of a deal. Now, the hackers asked for $20 million, right? They had a ransom demand of $20 million. And I actually like the way that Coinbase handled this, to be honest with you. A lot of people are like, oh, dude, you should have just paid the ransom. No, they shouldn't have. And I'll tell you why. They offered a $20 million reward. Instead, they said, instead of paying the hackers 20 mil, right, we're going to offer a $20 million reward for any information that helps us get to these hackers, right? So, yeah, here you go. Instead of funding criminal activity, we have investigated the incident, reinforced our controls, and will reimburse customers impacted by the incident, right? Okay, cool. But why did they offer the 20 mils, the 20 milliliters, right, to people for the information instead of just paying the 20 mil? Well, if you're the hackers, do you really want to sell the information back to Coinbase? Do you think that they are super ethical and honest people, these hackers? If you do, then you are ignorant. Okay, because the hackers, they don't hack stuff to be ethical. They don't hack stuff to be honest. They don't hack stuff to just get a $20 million ransom, right? They hack stuff so that they can get a $20 million ransom and then still sell all that stuff to a bunch of other parties. So in my opinion, that's probably what they're going to try to do. So Coinbase, even if they paid this $20 million, the damage is done. These hackers are going to go out and sell it to every party that'll buy it. You think they're not going to keep the information? No. Like, and they're like, what are the controls that are put in place to ensure that the hackers didn't do that, or that they don't have a copy of all of it? There are none. Okay. So that's all I'm saying. So I actually like the way that they handled this incident. In my opinion, it's the right way. Say, hey man, instead of giving these guys $20 million, let's give somebody $20 million to find them. And then they can't do this again, right? Now, official Trump jumped over 70% in 1 week. Why? Because people think that they're going to get invited to some exclusive event to, you know, have dinner with Trump. What is it, like top 25 holders or something like that? Top 25 holder. Yeah. Top 25 wallets will even attend a VIP reception with the former president. Who wrote this article? Fatima. Way to fact check this, Sam. Cooling. Really good fact checker. Apparently Trump's the former president. Although he's also the current and active president. The active and current president is being referred to as the former president in this. Way to go. Good job, Sam and Fatima. She must not like Trump. And I bet you he doesn't either. Let's see what this guy looks like. Oh, yeah, this dude doesn't like Trump. Look at him. This lady doesn't even want to show her face. Fatima. Okay. Now, this surprise event sparked some life into the coin, right? But what did it also do? It literally makes people think that they're going to go out and create meme coins and make all this money, or that they're going to buy meme coins and make all this money. And yes, some people are going to make a F ton of money, a metric F ton of money with a capital F. I get that. There is no refuting that. But there are going to be, for every person that makes a F ton of money, anywhere from 100 to 1,000 people that don't and get absolutely murdered, right? This thing ran up to $74, right? This thing literally went up to 15 bucks. And people are like, oh, yeah. It's an 80% drop. All right. It's crazy. So what about all these people? What about all the people that bought up through here, right? Even the people that bought here aren't profitable. So my point is that, yes, the people that bought here and then just sold here, profitable, right? The people that bought here and just sold here, profitable, right? I get that. You're going to find these little, pumps. But here's the problem. A lot of people buy here, or not even there, right? A lot of people will just wait for it to drop and they'll buy here. And they'll be like, oh, it's going to pump back up. But then it doesn't. And then it just keeps dropping, right? And then it never gets back up to that level. See what I'm saying? This still didn't. I mean, it barely got over it, right? This is in the same level. So be careful, seriously, when you're trading meme coins, buying meme coins. Because just because one coin pumps, I mean, zoom out, man. 13 bucks. This thing's 13 bucks right now. Well, Trump is cooking. Trump is cooking. Yeah. Go listen to Fexer1 with the friggin' duck as his profile picture. Oh, it's not a duck. I don't know. It looked like a duck at first. My bad. Yeah, definitely listen to this guy. I'm a crypto collector. It's a really good way of saying I have absolutely F all understanding of what I'm doing. Right? We control the memes. Nothing is financial advice. Actually, it's probably everything that you give out on your channel is financial advice. Most likely. I gave you gems that would change your life, but not financial advice, right? But all this stuff was financial advice, just not the stuff that was wrong, though. Right? So, in any case, my point is that what you're going to see in this 2025 cycle, like if you really think that what's about to happen is going to happen, right? Let me change this back. So what you're going to see, I assure you, is going to be meme coin mania, meme coin frenzy. Like, it's not going to be a DeFi. It's not going to be DeFi like it was last cycle, right? It's going to be a bunch of poo coins. It's going to be a bunch of non-utility coins. It's going to be a bunch of literally scammer influencers saying, buy this, buy that. They've already got the bags. It's going to be a bunch of scammer influencers trying to get you to shill, a bunch of other tokens with referral rewards and all this multi-level marketing Ponzi scheme-esque BS. It's literally the same shiz, right? The same doo-doo, just a different toilet, right? Doesn't matter what toilet you sit on. That's actually very fitting. It doesn't matter what toilet you sit on. You're probably going to poop either way, right? So it's the same poop, same poo coins, different toilet. Same poo business model, different toilet, right? So when this all starts happening, all these meme coins will start coming out. And they've already been doing it for, months and months and months at this point. Almost a year has been meme coin mania. But my point is that peak bull run, it's going to be so stupid. It's going to be like how it was about 8 months ago when every other day there was a new trending meme coin that came out, right? So just understand that once that happens, that is the peak of the market. That is the top of the market. Same thing happened with DeFi, okay? Same thing happened with DeFi, all right? That's what happened in 2020. 2017, it was like the Ponzi schemes like BitConnect and the altcoins that just launched for no reason, right? That had absolutely zero utility behind them, even though they said they had utility. It was utility coins, right? Everybody was trying to create their own blockchains, their own coins, and every coin would 10x, 100x. Well, that's how it's going to be with these memes too. And once you see all those memes start coming out, you're going to know it's the top of the cycle. And then I'm going to be telling you to get out of the market. Okay. So until that day, we stay in, man. We stay in, we hold the line. Toilet. I got to use that one. Poo it meme coin. What, dude? Maybe we should just make a meme coin that's called same shit, different toilet. SSDT. That'll be the call sign on it, right? SSDT, man. This meme coin is guaranteed to lose you money. That's what we should name the meme coin. This meme coin, this coin is guaranteed to lose money. So when all those coins start coming in, I promise you, the poo coins, when they become more abundant, that will be the top of the market. And that will be when Wolfer likely liquidates at the top of whatever, wherever we're at, because that's when we're going to know that the cycle is ending. Okay. And Bitcoin's going to go down. We're going to sell our ETH. We're going to sell our Sonic. We're going to sell our Avalanche. We're going to sell our Flux, and we're going to put it into assets. Right. And if you want to know what those assets are, go into the Discord. There's an entire like 30, 45 minute video on all that. But that's what we're going to do. And that's what I'm looking towards right now. How to short a meme? Yeah. So a lot of times you can't. You got to wait for them to get on to centralized exchanges or decentralized exchanges that offer margin. Okay. So the way that you short something is with margin. Okay. And what margin means is you're playing with other people's money. So say I want to short Trump coin. Well, I don't want to hold Trump coin, right? Because obviously if I think it's going down, I don't want to hold it. So what I do is I go to my broker, Bybit, BitGet, KuCoin, whoever you trade with, where you have a futures or a brokerage account where you can do leverage or just whatever it is, right? It has to be a margin account. You basically go to that broker and you say, hey, I want $4,000 worth of Trump coin. Give it to me, right? And I'm going to pay you a VIG. It's like, a VIG. Sorry, that's some Italian stuff. A VIG is interest, right? So I'm going to pay you 1%, 2% to hold this coin, right? And then immediately what you do upon getting that coin, right? I'm going to leave this up. Once you do upon getting that coin is you immediately go and sell it, okay? Now you have the cash from that sale, right? But you still owe the broker those $4,000 worth of Trump coins, right? It doesn't matter to them what it is. Say Trump's at $1 and they give you 4,000 Trump coins. You sell it for $4,000. If Trump coin goes down to 90 cents, then guess what? You buy your 4,000 Trump coins back for $3,600 and you keep the $400 in your USDT balance because you bought it back for cheaper, and then you just give the broker back its 4,000 Trump coins. And obviously you have to pay your VIG, right? You have to pay your interest on that, but the interest is usually very minimal. Now, if you do that on leverage, it's even inherently more risky, right? But also inherently more profitable if it does go your way. So be careful with trading and shorting and using leverage and brokers and other people's money, okay? You can do this on some DEXs. You can do this on centralized exchanges, some of them. If you're a US-based person, you're not going to be able to short anything on any exchange unless you have a margin account. You're not going to be able to use leverage on any exchange, right? Unless you have like $1 million and you're approved for like institutional on Kraken. Or you can go to a DEX, which doesn't require KYC or anything like that, and you can find a DEX that allows you to short. For me, I'll just short on MEXC, BitGet, Bybit, wherever, because I have an RNS ID, which is a dual residency out of Palau. So with that being said, I'm not going to go too much further in depth with it. I actually have a training that I've created. It's like 2 hours long that I'll offer out to people here soon that shows them and explains all this stuff, shows you how to trade, like takes you from A to Z. And by the end of that training, you will be able to take trades confidently. And you'll know at the very least, the basics and maybe some intermediate level trading concepts, candlesticks, charting patterns, indicators, trading strategies, risk management, psychology, proper allocation, like portfolio allocation, how to enter and exit trades, where to do it at, you know, best brokers, best fees, all that type of stuff, types of orders, blah, 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 right? It's got something for everybody, and it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, doesn't matter if you're an expert, like pro trader like I am, it'll have something for you. So with that being said, I'm not here to shill that. I will see you all in the next video. I appreciate everybody so much for showing up. Everybody have a wonderful weekend with your beautiful families. And let's see how the markets open up, at least the S&P and gold Sunday night, which is tomorrow night. And that will kind of give us a direction on Bitcoin. Everybody have a good day. Peace.